welcome or welcome back to my channel where I talk about animes, shows, and movies. What I'm going to talk about today is yet again a Netflix show called October Faction.
October Faction is an adaptation of a series of comic books of the same name, and it basically tells the story of the Allen family, and those guys are hunting monsters to maintain the safety of the human race.
So the story starts with the parents of the family being in the room, and we understand that they just killed something, and the father just learned that his father just died. So even though they are currently living in Japan, they have to go back to the US to attend the funerals. It's a 4-people family: Fred, the dad; Dee, the mother; Viv, the twin sister; and Jeff, the twin brother. Those two twins are supposed to be complete opposites. So we have this guy who's like a social butterfly. He has the personality of someone that you could possibly want to be friends with, but somehow he doesn't have any friends. And on the other hand, Viv is the outsider, the weirdo. She doesn't fit in. Get the reference?
I'm a weirdo.
And even though their trip was supposed to be a 3-day trip, they end up actually staying in the US. So they have to restart anew and start in a new school, make new friends, and stuff like this. So in order to do that, they do something stupid, as a teenager should, which is a seance to call the spirit of a dead person. And during this seance, they end up freeing a really powerful enemy, a main antagonist of the show. Or at least I think it was supposed to be the main antagonist. I'm not sure anymore. They're just living their perfectly normal life, but what they don't know is that their parents are actually monsters hunters. And it runs in the family, but because of their father's daddy issue, they didn't get to know about that and lived their life totally clueless. And so yes, this thing is freed, and the enemy is a woman called Alice, and she killed people and stuff like this. Their parents work in a organization called Presidio, and that organization pretty much ruled their entire life and is the main reason why they had to move from a country to another during their entire childhood. So in the beginning of the show, we follow their parents dealing with what it is like to work for Presidio, to have their entire life ruled by this organization. And in the children aspect, we see how they live in a hostile environment. Nobody really likes them because they're the new kids, and the grandfather was an asshole to everyone in the city, so the family in general is not liked. And people are just annoying in that city. And there's things happening with vampires, werewolves, and warlocks, and the organization not really being that nice organization that they portrayed to be. Of course, it's kind of cliche. Now, what do I think about that? First, let's talk about the characters. The father, Frederick Allen. The actor playing Frederick Allen is stiff AF. And I thought about that the very first moment I saw him. That's not normal. The first scene, I think that one of the first things he said is, "My dad died yesterday," and he's like this. I know that he's not supposed to be really close to his father, but at least give me some emotion there. Really disturbing. And it's like, Also, what is this casting? Because the father looks as old as his own father. That's a problem. And now, as for the characters in general, like all of them, I don't know why are all those characters so annoying. Every and each one of them is not likable. The story is fucking messy. Everything is all over the place. I mean, you have a really slow start. Like the first couple episodes, way too much episodes. Absolutely nothing is happening. Or if anything's happening, is just not that much of a big deal for you to be thrilled by it or even scared by it. Talking about scary shit, the SF is ugly. That's something. said. You have all this part about them trying to fit in the school, and then out of nowhere, it does a total 180 when the antagonist, Alice, actually met the twins. I know that it's supposed to be a moment of revelation. Oh yeah, your parents aren't really your parents and you didn't know about it. Oh, you've been betrayed your whole life, you've been lied to your whole life, and now you want to finally find sense to your life, finally find sense to everything. Even the twins' behavior changes. Like, it feels like they kind of want us to think that they became evil in a way, but after that, we don't really hear about it anymore. It's really strange. And after this whole revelation part about the parents thing, they go back again to a happy, normal life with a school friend. And after that, the situation is escalating, kind of, with Presidio being involved in it, even though they were kind of involved in the whole thing, but not really, because they goal and our protagonist goal aren't the same. I mean, it's not even about the same person, because actually the grandfather who was supposed to be dead is actually alive. He's hiding something from Presidio, and we learn after that the thing he was hiding is that he kind of succeeded to bring back his late son to life by doing some strange stuff with warlock ashes or I don't know, something. And Presidio wants that because it could change everything. It could do something. I don't even know if we learn about what it could do. And after the whole situation escalated really quickly with the appearance of Presidio, it dies out really easily in the weirdest way ever. And the fact that the grandfather is still alive and he kind of brings back his son to life as well and everything doesn't really have its place in the show. It's not important. Nobody cares. Okay, nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. The saddest thing is I think that everything is linked, because actually Alice became the way she is, like the mother, the actual mother of the twins, and the antagonist that I talked about earlier is like this because of what the grandfather did to her people. He basically did a genocide. I think that he did it to take the knowledge or something that he needed from that tribe to bring his son back to life. You know, that was the entire goal of him destroying her people. I just realized it, like right now. Like when I was watching it, I was like, what does it have to do with anything? Because if you don't make that link, those two stories seem really unrelated. And a lot of time in the show, I heard about October this, October that, but I still don't know what October is. I mean, the show is called October Faction, but I still don't know what October is. Please, someone help me. What is October? What does it represent? Because I don't know. What is October? I didn't get it. I don't understand, and I hate not understanding. What is October? And there's this thing at the end. The father dies, okay? Fred dies. And while he's dying, he has this kind of vision of the real father of the twin being like, yeah, you killed me. I'm here just to offer you a choice. Either you die or you choose to fight and live for your children, for our children. So there's this scene, and afterwards we don't ever hear about it again. And he's just dead. So what was the point of this scene? It was pointless. There's also this thing towards the end where the real mother actually, like, since in the beginning she was like a nice person, she just goes back to being a nice person, and she goes, take care of my children for me, to the fake mother. And in that moment I was like, but you're gonna kill the person that is in front of you anyway, since you can kill people by just clacking your fingers. So you're gonna kill her, that's for sure. So what is preventing you from going back to your children? And while all this whole dramatic scene, like I'm gonna die fighting this person, so take care of my children. No, you're gonna get out of there alive. So why? So yeah, I just thought that this entire show was really confusing, and I also think that we're gonna have a season 2 because there was this kind of cliffhanger at the end. Not really cliffhanger, but like, oh, look at the basement. There's something fighting to get out of the basement. It's a new threat. It's a new monster. So it means that there's gonna be a second season, right? So yeah, that's the end of the video. If you liked it, like it and subscribe for more. Bye! Oh yeah, also it was supposed to be a thriller or a horror show or something. I wasn't scared. Not even once.